Okay, good. All right. Talking about friendly parents and happiness is what came to me. So there's a few things I decided to share with you. Okay. All right, screen sharing. Okay. First, I don't know if I've ever shared things from this book. Good Parents, Good Kids. Most of the males in my family okay. I'm going to get down to the table of contents. Okay, there. And we're going to look at the benefits of the power of respect. Now, this will also be the benefits of the one rule, because the power of respect is the foundation of the one rule. It's where it comes from. That is what I lived. So you can think in terms of benefits of the one rule. I could tell you that this would improve your life, and that would be true, but really it does more than that. So much more that it seems like hype, but it's not. I'm going to substitute here the one rule. The one rule changes the habits of parenting and makes it so much simpler for everyone and much, much more enjoyable. There's the happiness. Think of the most fun you've had with your children. Now you get to have as much of that as you and they want. Think of the peaceful, quiet times. You get those too, as much as you and they want. Think of the serious, focused, learning, getting things done times. Those are yours too, as much as you both want. Imagine your child smiling, laughing, moving joyfully through life. You too, smiling, laughing, moving joyfully through life. Looking with wonder at life's beauty and mystery, experiencing the thrill of discovery, the challenge of adventure, fulfilling their gifts, you fulfilling your gifts, living a life full of blessings. This can be yours and theirs and yours to share. Endless reasons your children are grateful to you. Now, the sweet joy of their parents' love reaches them instead of the pain and suffering of punishment. That's for you too, because that pain and suffering is yours also. Instead of punishment, children participate in finding win-win solutions to all family problems, learning attitudes and skills that will serve them well throughout their lives. They become competent problem solvers and learn to make wise decisions. Now they feel secure, valued, appreciated, loved. Their self-respect is strong, which makes them strong. They are confident and able to make the best of situations. They know that their needs are always going to be considered and their family is going to help them get what they want, as they are going to help their family members get what they want. Their ability to be respectful makes them welcome among peers as well as among those who are older or younger. The respect they give out comes back because they respect themselves. It feels natural and comfortable to be respected by others. Because they are helped and encouraged to do what they love, their efforts result in excellence that comes from making the extra efforts that come when you do what you love. Their home life is filled with fun and happiness and peace and harmony, with all family members working together to make this happen. Reasons for you to be grateful to you. You introduced the one rule into your family. You have made and continue to make all of this possible. Now you have the help of your family. Your family, where everyone gets along, where everyone gets their needs met, where they help each other, enjoy each other, where problems, troubles, and struggles simply vanish as if they were never there at all. Or let me tell you, if those things come up, everybody works together to help each other. That's the truth. All of you feeling connected, loved, understood, important, and all of you know how to create this state of well-being and how to maintain it so that the problems, troubles, and struggles of the past do not develop. That doesn't mean there might not be problems coming up or troubles or struggles with somebody, not with the family, but and everybody pitches in to help out. Not only that, and even that would be enough, you have saved yourself and everyone else countless hours struggling over issues that now take minutes, even seconds to resolve. You've saved yourself and everyone else hours, days, weeks, months, years, even a lifetime of feeling bad, feeling like a failure, feeling sad, hurt, frustrated, angry. So many bad feelings that none of you have to live with. At least not for long times and not because of the reasons you might have in the past. Now, when any of you faces challenges and want help, you all get to experience the exhilaration of directing your intelligence and inner power and resources to conquering or transforming this challenge. There you go. Get to keep in the happiness realm. This experience would not have been possible without you. It is also comforting and reassuring to know that your family members are there and will do whatever they can to help if you want it. This is also due to you. I need a little water. Not only that, you've saved your family a fortune that could have been spent due to harmful situations, which now, thanks to you, will not develop. This is all thanks to you and to your wonderful family. And the fact that your family is wonderful is due to the fact that you introduced the one rule and you all use it. why your community is grateful to you and your family. Each of your family members has developed an excellence in relating to themselves and others that is greatly appreciated by the other people in the community. It makes them feel as good as you all feel relating to each other. You are welcome everywhere because everyone enjoys your presence. Even people who have trouble relating to others do not have trouble with your family members because you're also respectful and you use the one rule, even if others are not being respectful to you. You have learned how to get what you need and want in life, but not at the expense of others. You're happy to help others get what they want in life, but not at the expense of yourselves. You are all known as people who make a positive difference, people who know how to live in harmony with others and with themselves. As you relate to others, the skills and attitudes that you have each acquired and developed are picked up by others. The ways that you interact in your family begin to spread to others in your community. They start using the one rule, creating more good feelings and harmonious interactions. Whether this is done consciously and deliberately or unconsciously, some people start taking each other into account and not only themselves. Other people start taking themselves into account and not only others. There's less bickering, more laughter. People are more helpful and less rigid. More people communicate their needs and more people are respectful to others and to themselves. Cooperation and common courtesy are on the rise. Skills learned in a respectful household, or you could say skills learned in a household that uses the one rule. How to respect and value oneself and one's contribution to life. Think for oneself. Alter one's behavior because of the needs of others, but not at the expense of oneself. How to distinguish one's heart's desires and how to follow the path of the heart. How to make wise decisions, how to cooperate, how to treat others with genuine, spontaneous respect. These skills result in people who are centered, content, considerate, cooperative, willing, if not eager, to help one another, and generally able to achieve what they are determined to achieve. Okay, that's oh, screen share, yes. All right, let's go to a story here. These stories are also in another one of my books, the one that came first, actually, called Parenting for the New Millennium. Okay, and you can get a digital copy on Amazon of both of those books. And I think the Good Parents, Good Kids is available. One of them is available in paperback format also. Or you could contact me and get one of the originals. Okay. Okay, so in this situation, well, it'll tell you and how things are going to be happier for this mother and her daughter. Getting started. Melinda has been learning about the one rule, and it really appeals to her. She feels she has learned enough to begin using this with her 9-year-old daughter. Willow, I hope this is a good time for us to talk because I have something I want to do, but before I can do it, I have to discuss it with you. Is now fine with you? Willow looks up from the cereal box she was reading. Her eyes are blank, not understanding. What is her mother talking about? I want to talk about not punishing you anymore. I know I usually punish you when you do things that I don't like, but I don't want to do that anymore. I want us to be able to solve our problems so we both feel good about the solution. Does that sound good to you? It sounds strange to Willow, but it's better to listen to her mother than not. I guess Melinda is determined not to lose her patience if it is at all possible. But it's frustrating to have her daughter react to this so half-heartedly. Melinda thought Willow would love the idea. I realize you might not understand how this is going to work. Shall I explain it to you? I guess, even though Willow is not being the enthusiastic, cooperative child her mother might want, Melinda decides to plunge ahead. Is there anything I make you do that you don't like? I don't know. Willow does not want to get trapped into saying something that might cause trouble for her. She can sense the tension in her mother, though she's not sure what's causing it. Though Melinda is beginning to feel really frustrated, she is determined not to lose her temper, but to persist in using this new approach. I know this is new for you. It's new for me too, but I really want us to have a good time together and not be mad and unhappy so much of the time. Wouldn't you like that, for us to get along together? Yeah, that's why I want to try this new way of treating each other. If you can't think of something, then I would like to suggest something. First, I better tell you I'm starting to feel really frustrated, but I'm not going to yell at you or hurt you. I don't want to do that anymore. Willow decides that she had better think of something rather than have her mother think of something. If her mother means it, it could be good. Well, I guess I hate to clean my room. Well, I'm so glad you thought of something. Melinda knows it will be a better introduction of this respectful approach if Willow gets a chance to be actively, positively involved. Now let's see if we can figure out what to do to change this so we're both happy with the arrangements. You hate to clean your room, and I like to see your room clean. What if I help you pick up the things in your room every night after dinner so it will never get very messy? I like my room messy. Here's my chance, thinks Melinda. I can show Willow that I'm really willing to work with her. No more oppression, no harsh, belittling judgments about the quality of her intelligence or her lack of proper values or priorities. Oh, I didn't know that. Could I keep my door closed so that you don't have to look at the mess? Willow bravely speaks out as an idea occurs to her. Well, I'm willing to try it, but I still need you to pick up your things in the rest of the house, okay? Yeah, that's okay. I'd like to have another meeting about this next week to see if this is still a good idea for both of us. Does that sound fine to you? Yeah. Do you really mean you aren't going to punish me anymore? That's the way I want to do it. I think punishing is not good for either of us. It makes us both unhappy. I don't want that anymore. Wow. But what if you forget and get real mad at me? Well, that might happen. I'm not very experienced at working things out. What do you think we should do? I don't know. Well, one thing my teacher suggested was that when we feel upset by something our child is doing, we tell the child that we are mad or frustrated or hurt or whatever we're feeling because of whatever they're doing. Then we tell them that we can't talk about it right that minute, but that we need to talk about it after we've cooled off. Then we go away from the child until we feel calm. Then we come back and talk about it. How does that sound to you? I wish you just wouldn't get mad at me anymore. I wish I wouldn't either, but I don't think that's going to happen right away. I'm too used to getting mad, but my teacher said that she used to get mad at her children, and now she doesn't anymore. If she can do it, so can I, but I'm not sure how long it will take. So what do you think about the idea of cooling off before we talk? Okay, Willow, I'm sure we can do a good job with this. I'm glad you learned about this, Mom. Okay. I'm going to share something else here. We'll get back to stories in a bit. This was a blog I wrote called Making Agreement Work. I've been giving lots of thought, at least regular thought these days, to the one rule. I do that all the time now. Even more than usual, because this weekend I'm going to be speaking on this topic. I get to choose whatever topic I want concerning peace in the family. And of course, the one rule is my topic of choice. Every day I've been having different internal conversations concerning this that I love so much. Today I've thought of it from a different point of view. I've thought of it from the point of view of someone who wants to do this, but is not familiar with how to do it, and actually has been practicing very different ways of being with the children in their life. Now that I've started writing, I realize that some of this focus has been floating in my mind in general. My experience with creating harmony with kids, which is really what this is all about, was really flow and easy. I was not a punishing parent. It was not in me to do. Well, I didn't like deliberately punish them, but I did yell. And that to me is punishment. It's harsh. Okay. that was not logical. I guess that was my outlet, was because my parents were definitely into punishing. So I guess that's how it came out in me. Okay, I guess it was my bonding with Montessori, and by that I mean my particular bonding with Montessori. I can't speak for other Montessori trained people. To a certain extent, the empowerment of the best that is in each child is built into the Montessori method. Discovering and exploring this helped me in creating my own trainings. The way I bonded with Montessori, deeply appreciating the value of childhood and the importance of the child's work, and the importance of that work in helping create our world, seemed to ensure that I did not punish my children. And actually, I did not yell at my first child when I only had one child, not at all. In fact, I set the whole environment, our whole little house up so that she was pretty much free to do whatever came to her to do. Okay. All right, so I did not punish my children. So I never had to transition from that to harmony. I had a lot to learn, but not that. I guess if your desire to find or develop or increase the harmony you have with your kids, if that desire is strong, that will help you transition out of punishing by refocusing on harmony. It was actually the way that I did it with my children that that overpowered the yelling that I did. It totally overpowered it. If I don't say it in here, I'll tell you about it. Okay, agreement can help. Maybe knowing that there is a way to help your kids grow into the awesome human beings it is in them to grow into. Knowing that you can help instead of hinder them could empower you to use the one rule. It still feels strange to use the concept of rule. Not anymore. It did. It's so contrary to much of the way I've lived my life. But I'm so grateful to have discovered the one rule, and it can be so helpful to you and your kids. One of the benefits of the one rule is how simple it is, though powerful. Think of how much more powerful merging atoms is to splitting them. So I've heard. Think of the power of harmonious teamwork. That I know about. If you can remember agreement, that's your touchstone. You may go off track, no worries. Just get back on track as soon as possible. Keep that in mind. I'm sure you can find a way. Your children will help you, especially if you ask them. The last two people I've coached and mentored were able to adopt this approach fairly quickly, though it had not been familiar to them. As you may already know on my website, you can get, actually, instead of just a chapter of the book, you can get the mini book version. And it's the One Rule to Raising Happy Kids mini. I'm also launching the One Rule of Training as an 11-lesson course. Now, more on that soon. Okay, now this has changed. It's 5 home study lessons and 2 live sessions with me. One is a Q&A, and the other is the 1 rule in action. That's what I call it. You can find out more about that if you're interested. Raising happy, harmonious kids is the goal. Let's do it. Okay, before I get into the next short little lesson, I said I would tell you, if it wasn't in here, I would tell you how I went about changing from a parent who would yell. And it's not like I was yelling all the time. Yelling was if I was trying to make my children do something that I wanted them to do, and they didn't want to do it. Okay, so it was when, and this was my transition. I was in the kitchen yelling at them about something, and all of a sudden it struck me, this is not how I want to be. From that point on, I vowed to them that I would never try to force them to do things they didn't want to do. And I kept that vow. And then I apologized to them, and I asked what they would like to do to feel good instead of the bad feelings they were obviously having from my attitude. And so we did that, and it was wonderful. And we went on from there, never turning back. I don't know if they had this with their father, but they for sure did with me. So, and we were all living together. It's not like we were separated at that point. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Punishment, because this is connected. I've always felt that punishment is one of the big blocks to happiness that comes between parents and children. Big blocks. I've always thought that punishment is something parents would like not to have to do. In fact, it was in Los Angeles, actually East Los Angeles, and I overheard a conversation where a young woman was telling her friends that she was with that she wasn't going to have children because she didn't want to get in this kind of relationship. And so when I told her about my work, she said, that's every parent's dream come true. So let's go on with this. I think that when a parent says, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you, they really mean that. It does hurt them to hurt their kids, but they believe they must, so their kids will behave in the way they want them to behave. They believe that it is their responsibility as parents. Because of this, I've believed that if parents knew there was a way to ensure good behavior on the part of their kids without having to punish them, parents would be glad of that. Of course, they would have to believe it's true, but once they did, I think parents would be glad to learn how to do this. If on top of all that goodness, it's super easy, can even be enjoyable for the parents and agreeable to the kids, hey, why not, right? That's the one rule, folks. Okay, let's go back to our stories. Let's find another story. They all end up with happiness. Let's try this one. Why not? Okay, it starts with unhappiness. Blowing your top. Jeffrey Elizabeth Blair, come here right now. I am really upset. Look at this kitchen. It's a mess. I thought we had an agreement. We have company coming for dinner tonight. I told you that this morning. I needed to come home to a clean kitchen, not this disaster. It makes me so angry. It's so inconsiderate. Mom, please chill out. We'll clean up. We have some friends over. They'll help. You go do something to help you relax, please. Go into the garden or take a shower or just put your feet up. It's not good to discuss this while you're so steamed. You taught us that last month. It's a great idea. We'll have this place cleaned in 15 minutes. You're right, Jeff. I'm sorry. I'm already saying things I regret. I was just jumping to a conclusion about you being inconsiderate. A wrong conclusion. Okay, I'll be back in 15 minutes. I'd like help with dinner. Then we can talk. No problem, Mom. So now tell me the story of the messy kitchen. I know we agreed to clean up if we made anything to eat. Don't forget, we've been sticking pretty close to the agreement until today. I agree. I have appreciated it. In case I forgot to tell you. Well, today sort of turned into a party. We each had friends over. Casey brought over a movie and we just forgot to clean up before we watched the movie. Then we forgot about it totally. And we forgot about guests for dinner. We're sorry you had any trouble from us. Yeah, Mom, we don't want to cause you trouble. We'll do our best to remember to clean up. We're really sorry we forgot how important today is, too. I mean, with your guests. I think we need to make notes for each other about important things like that and put them next to the shopping list. Then maybe things like this won't happen again. That is a very good idea, Beth. I need to apologize to all of you for letting my anger out on you. I know you're doing the best you can. We all are. I want to do my best to remember to cool off before I talk with you, if I need to. I have to remember not to blame you and that you don't intentionally make life hard for me. And throwing anger at each other doesn't do any good. It just passes the bad feelings around. Please forgive me for my mistake. Thanks for being so understanding, Mom, and for forgiving us. Group hug. So everybody's back to happiness. Okay, here's a story about a father who was comparing his son with a friend of his son. Okay, and here's some teenager who doesn't want a curfew. And well, let's do this one because this is a mother who's already familiar with this approach. Trusting each other and getting it done. The family is packing up to go on a vacation. The mother, Andrea, wants to leave within an hour before road work on the state highway begins. There are several unforeseen last-minute items that must be attended to. She focuses on taking care of business. The youngest daughter, age 7, seems to be dawdling. She's agreed to wash up, get dressed, eat breakfast, and gather a few special toys that she forgot to pack yesterday. Her mother knows she has not washed up, nor gotten dressed, nor eaten breakfast. Maybe she has gathered the toys. Andrea looks in her daughter's room. Sarah is sitting on the floor playing with toys. Andrea does not want to spend twice as long in the car just because they start late, especially when she's planned to avoid this. Sarah, did you forget to wash up, get dressed, eat breakfast, and pack the toys you said you'd forgotten? No, Mom, I'll do that when I'm done with this. I'd like you to start now, because if we don't leave in 50 minutes, we'll have to wait in the car for a very long time while people work on the road. I don't want to do that. I really don't. So please get ready. But Mom, when I was getting my toys, I found this little set I lost a long time ago. I really want to play with it. Let's bring it along too. Okay, I'll hurry and get ready. Thanks so much, Sarah. I really appreciate your cooperation and that you are sticking to our agreement. Andrea wanted to help Sarah feel good about herself, even though she may have been feeling anxious about getting on the road. When Andrea realized that Sarah had a new agenda and did not fully understand her mother's need for speed, she told Sarah why she wanted to leave soon. Andrea gave her the opportunity to cooperate and stick to their agreement. When Sarah let her mother know that she has a need that needed fulfilling, her mother offered a suggestion. Since Sarah is used to trusting her mother and being trusted by her, it was easy for her to accept the suggestion. This allowed her to cooperate. She felt her needs were being met. Her mother expressed appreciation for Sarah's cooperation, knowing that behavior that is appreciated tends to be repeated. All of these are results of using the one rule. Okay. This is a mom shopping with a very young child, probably under 2. Okay. Okay. Now, I was just going to read this story. Okay, not that one. Keeping the focus. Because all of these stories and lessons all help you, the friendly parent, keep happy. You don't have to get upset like some of them have. And the thing is, or either you get to keep happy or you get to get back to happy. Okay, and your children too. Keeping the focus. This is for the 2-year-old. Have you finished playing with your toys in the living room, Cordy? I'm thirsty. I see. You're going to get a drink and then go back to your toys. I want a drink. You mean you don't want water? You can get water. I want juice. Okay, I'll get you some juice. Here it is. Yummy, Mommy. Now I'm hungry. I'll be glad to fix lunch for you, but what about your toys in the living room? I don't think it's a good idea to leave them out when you're not using them. You can put them away and I'll fix food. No, I want to help fix food. I don't want your toys to be left in the living room. It's too easy to forget about putting them away. I have to get a little water. I not forget. I don't feel good about this. I will wait for you to put the toys away, and then we can make lunch together. I'm very hungry. There are a lot of toys. I could help you. That would make the work go faster. Then we'll make food. Okay, Mommy, let go. That means let's go. Okay. Let's see. I'm just skipping through some of these stories. They all connect with keeping happiness or getting back to a state of happiness, one or the other. This is very similar to the one of blowing her top, but in this one, the father doesn't blow his top. Okay. We can do the first part of this anyway. When you're in a hurry, Dawn hangs up the phone and goes to knock on her 4-year-old son's door. She hears, "Come in." She finds Mark totally engrossed in Legos. "That was your grandfather on the phone. He said your grandmother wants us to come over right away. We have to leave immediately. I'm sorry you couldn't have more of a warning and more time to get ready. I'll get your jacket and meet you by the door." Mark puts on his shoes and rushes from his room. Dawn helps him on with his jacket to speed things up. Then Mark dashes toward the kitchen and out the back door. "Mark, where are you going? We're in a hurry." Mark rushes back into the kitchen. He's carrying a beautiful yellow rose. Grandmother loves yellow roses. Mark, that is a very thoughtful gift. gift, and I thank you for getting it so quickly. Now, here's another part of that story, but we're not going to do that today. Here's a little story about where the people involved are used to, let's say in this case, using the one rule, even though it was the power of respect when this story was written. All these stories, really. Okay. Trusting, protecting. Mom, Billy invited me to go camping with him and his brother this weekend. I'm really excited, just as guys. I'm happy for you, Elliot, but I have to admit it makes me nervous. Why? I'm afraid Derek might not be responsible enough to take care of you two boys. Mom, he's 18. He graduated from high school. He could teach us cool stuff about camping. I'm sure he could. It's just that I'm worried that he might drink and drive. I overheard two girls talking about him in the clinic today. They were saying how lucky he was that he didn't have an accident or something after he insisted on driving home after he'd been drinking at a party last weekend. Now do you understand why I'm concerned? I really want to go. Maybe we could talk to him, or maybe Uncle Hans would go with us. He knows a lot about camping too. Those are both good ideas. I think I'd feel best if we talked to Derek and if Uncle Hans went along. If Hans thought Derek did a good job, maybe I'd be willing to trust him to take care of you another time without Hans. You're very precious to me. I love you too, Mom. I'm sure we can work something out. Jennifer was pleased with her son's excitement and did not want to put a damper on it, but her concern for his safety had to be expressed. He respected her needs and came up with two acceptable ideas that could be the solution to her problem. Okay. Here's another story we're going to skip for today. Now, here's a story of people who, it's a father and a son, and they are very skilled at finding agreement. Where there's a will, there's a way. But Dad, I have plans for that week. I'm going camping with some of my friends. I'm sorry, Toby, I didn't know you had anything planned. I was going to tell you tonight. I thought 2 weeks in advance would be enough notice. I'll need to take some of the camping gear. You're talking as if you're going camping, but we haven't discussed this enough for me yet. I still want you to go to Washington with me that week. Any other week, Dad, just not that one. I can't do that. My office is sending me for a meeting that week, and I just got a call from your grandmother that all the arrangements are made for the family reunion. I thought 2 weeks would be enough advance warning too. Can't you make your camping trip for another week? We can't. Jeremy is leaving after the camping trip for the rest of the summer, and Craig is coming up especially for the trip. I would hate to miss it. I don't see how we're going to work this one out. Not so we're both happy with the results. There it is, happy, and feel we're getting what we need. I suppose you could go on your camping trip and I could go to Washington, but it's not really what I want. I was really looking forward to exploring with you and also having you with me at the family reunion. No one there has seen you since you were a little boy. When exactly is your meeting, Dad? I have one meeting on that Wednesday and another on Thursday. The family reunion is on Saturday. I thought that on Monday, Tuesday, maybe Friday, maybe Sunday, you and I would have some time together to go adventuring. Which Saturday is the reunion? Before your meetings or after? After? What's your plan? I'm thinking that this has got to work out. Do you think you could take off the Monday and Tuesday after the meetings instead of the one before? I think I could work that. Why? Maybe we could leave for our camping trip a couple of days early so I get the full time with my friends. On Thursday or Friday, I fly to Washington. Toby, that's great. You are becoming a master negotiator. I could not imagine how this would work. Thanks for your efforts and thanks for understanding how important this trip is to me. Okay. That's it for today, folks. See how okay. There we go. All right. See how much happiness can be created, can be allowed with using the one rule. I highly recommend it. So get your mini ebook while it's still available. There are 5 lessons in there. Those have been made into the course, but the home study part's there. So so at least do that, and if you want, take the course. Okay, I wish you a great week and lots of enjoyable time with the one rule. Okay.